Cave Creek disaster. The group of 17 students who visited New Zealand's Cave Creek in 1995 didn't think they were doing anything dangerous. They weren't exploring narrow pathways, they were on a guided tour, staying on a beaten path designed for tourists. When they made it to a platform that overlooked a chasm, some of the boys couldn't help but notice how flimsy it felt. As a joke, they jumped and shook it, marveling at how precariously it seemed to be built. They figured it was all in fun. In an era of safety regulations, they assumed that it just looked flimsier than it really was, but they were wrong. The platform had been built by men with no experience in engineering. It was meant to be bolted in place, but they'd used nails instead, simply because they didn't have a drill handy. Under the weight of the students, the platform gave way. It toppled over and collapsed, crashing down into the chasm below. One student survived by grabbing onto the handrail and riding it down, but his classmates were hurtled overboard and killed. Of the 17, only 4 survived. They were lifted out in helicopters. One had a fractured spine, but with 13 of her friends dead, she counted herself as one of the lucky ones. The Pannikin Plains Cave. In 1988, Andrew Wight was on a team of 15 people, exploring one of the deepest caves in the world. They would never see the bottom. A freak storm hit. A flood of water poured in through the cave entrance, and the middle section of the entire cave collapsed. All 15 people were trapped underground, with Wight and a few others stuck on a small ledge. It was hard to know what to do. The roof above them was getting ready to collapse, but the rushing water below them was too wild to enter. Boulders would fall off the cave walls and into the water, threatening to crush anyone who dared to step in. Wight decided to try it. He swam through the water and managed to find another way out. Over the next 27 hours, he and others worked to send in line and lead his team out. The Nam Talu Cave flood. Helena Carroll was warned not to go into Nam Talu Cave in October 2007. It was Thailand's monsoon season, and there was heavy rain. If she went in, the locals warned her, she would not return. Helena, though, ignored their warnings. She wasn't alone. Her boyfriend, John Cullen, joined her, along with 7 other tourists who didn't see the risk. They soon realized the magnitude of their mistake. First, they heard a sudden roar behind them, and then they saw the water rushing in. John and I started climbing, Helena recalled. The first thing we saw was the tour guide and the German boy being dragged away, then the Swiss couple and their 2 lovely girls. Helena nearly slipped, but John caught her and helped her up to a ledge. It was pitch dark in there, but they could hear the incredible speed of the rushing water below them. "If we stay here, we are going to die," John told her. He thought he could swim for help and bring back a rescue party. Helena stayed behind as he climbed into water. She watched as the love of her life was pulled away by the current. Helena was alone on the ledge for 8 hours before rescue came. When they brought her out, the bodies of the others were lying in boxes on the grass. She saw John's body lying next to the Swiss girls. It was only then that she realized that she was the only one to survive.